Oh my god. What the fuck? What happened? Oh my god. What is all this shit? Kemet, why is there all this shit in the floor? What is that on the roof? Tony,
What?
like what the hell? What is all this on the roof?
What are we doing? What's happening?
What do you mean? Wait, don't act like you don't fucking see this shit. It's all over the walls.
I'm serious. That's some weird shit on the wall.
I told you the pig was a bad idea. Why did you buy a pig for this? Like, oh my god, I got a new haircut for this and everything, and you got like this whole spandex costume.
What? Stop it! I don't. What is happening?
Like, this is the first episode that we're doing face cam. We can't have like this messy of a studio.
I fucking hurt. I went through all this effort just for
like,
you, and this is how you treat me?
We bought the floating.
Cost?
We bought like a whole freaking space station. Oh my god, this episode can't have face cam now. My face is all covered in the green goo now from the freaking ectoplasm experiment. It's everything went wrong. I told you that you never buy freaking Mr. X ectoplasm from a guy on eBay. I told you that, but no, we had to because you couldn't spend all the money on the pigs in the blanket and the strippers.
The strippers were pretty okay, right?
We need to break in the recording studio.
Those strippers were all right. And
well, I guess this episode isn't having a freaking face cam then, you know.
God, no.
Not with your looks, no. I was already against it.
So, what's the topic for this episode, Tony?
Welcome to Celestales. Happy New Year's 2021, or as I like to call it, 2020, Part 1.
Wouldn't Part 1 be last year?
Look, I was going for...
Well, no, because that would be Part 2 of 2020.
This would be Part 2.
No, this isn't Part 2. Then we'd be in 2020 Part 2.
No,
that's not how you.
No,
that's not how time works.
2020 would be Part 1. What are you talking? I hate both of you. 2020.
That's not how time works. The year doesn't.
Hold on. Wait a second.
The year doesn't change into 2020 Part 2.
Listen. He said this is this year, which is 2021. He said 2020 Part 1. I'm like, you can't have 2021 be Part 1 if 2020 already happened. That's the Part 1.
No, I'm pretty sure he said 2021 Part 1.
No, he said 20. He said,
I did say 2020 Part 1 because it's the one added on to 2020.
Oh. Well then, yeah, would it be Part 2? I'm with Kevin on this one now.
It's exactly.
Switching sides.
Alright, 2020 Part 2, already off to a good start. I'm already wrong.
We're already wrong. First podcast of the year. This is going great.
You can't say that, though.
And we're here to talk about the January stuff and the yearly stuff that's coming into this, whatever this is.
God, the goo is starting to drip from the walls. It smells terrible. So how are you guys doing today?
Oh,
what's your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution? Same as always.
Hail Satan.
Which is?
Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Dude, wait a second. What if, like, every year is just a DLC of your life?
Who's getting my money?
I mean... It's free DLC then, I guess.
Oh, okay.
It's not really. I wouldn't really call it a DLC. I'd call it more like a patch.
Listen, do you know how many microtransactions are in your life? I don't like this game.
It's a patch. Oh, great.
I want to return it to the Steam store.
Dude, listen, I just spent like $1,200 on a desktop, and like my wallet is just like, hey, bro. You and me, we're not friends right now.
I like the game. I just don't like the other players.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like, the game is very much pay to win, you know, like, and like the expansions are like the whole thing about like the Conquistador expansion was really cool, but unfortunately, like, I joined the game at the wrong time, so now I'm playing during like the whole coronavirus pandemic patch.
Would you rather be playing during the Spanish Inquisition?
I would rather be playing like the samurai era. Honestly, I want to be a
Horrible
samurai.
time to live. What's wrong with
I
you?
kind of like the pirate era. The pirate era is
It's
pretty
also a horrible time to be
Oh
alive.
yeah, pirate area.
These
Was
are
cool.
pretty
Pirate era was
horrible
cool.
times to be alive.
Where would you
Well,
pick
yeah, but,
then,
like, those people
Mr.
didn't-
Judger?
They made the best of
Listen.
it. They made the best of it. You know.
Okay, all right. If I was not my skin color, I would honestly pick like the 1980s. If I wasn't my current skin color, right? And the reason for that is like the 1990s in general were just sophisticated enough that there was fun stuff to do, but not so bad that scurvy is gonna kill
I mean,
me.
if that were true, you'd still be alive right now. You know, you'd just be a boomer.
I mean, listen, boomers have hella bread.
I don't know about that.
I mean, if you do it, listen, invest in Apple and everything works out just fine.
Well, yeah, if you go down the investment skill tree, you know.
Of course. Hey, this is not Tears You. Stop it.
Look, man, it's the game of life.
Shout outs
right?
to Tearzu who are ripping off right now. You should go watch them. They're a great YouTube channel.
Yeah, not sponsored, by the way.
Not
No,
sponsored.
we will never be sponsored.
Never, apparently. Oh my god, it's depression.
Yeah.
Hey, not now because you had to freaking stain the wall with the goddamn pig's blood. And then
Leave it
throw it out the
alone,
window.
Lord.
I mean,
Oh
you're
my
fixing
God, I'm
it
gonna
with the Mr. X goo. Ew, that's not a nice color.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys notice that like every expansion in this game literally makes it worse?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
the
it
other
does have
players,
something
what do you
okay
want?
at the start, but then they just kept adding more and more onto it. Now it's just a clusterfuck of all these different ideas.
Yeah. I saw this TikTok where it was like God talking to Jesus, right? Like this is this dude, and it was like they were divided. So it was the Father, Son, Holy Ghost, right?
Mhm.
So the Father was talking to the Son, and he was like, "Hey, how you doing, Dad?" And God's like, "Yo, what's up, bro?" And he's like, "Yeah, we got a slight issue down on Earth." And God's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Yeah, they found the bones." And God's like, "What bones? Of the dinosaurs?" And God's like, "What do you mean? How did they find them? And didn't you take care of it?" And the Son's like, "No, the Holy Ghost took care of it." And so God's like, "Come here, oh, Holy Ghost, please come in." So then out of the freaking closet, the Holy Ghost steps out, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "Hey, did you get rid of the dinosaurs?" And the Holy Ghost's like, "Yeah, remember that giant meteor we threw at the planet?" And he's like, "Yeah, but like, you were supposed to get rid of the bodies." And he's like, "I did. I buried them under tons of earth." And then the Father's like, "Well, now they found them." And Jesus is like, "Damn, they're gonna be so confused when they find them." And God's like, "Bro, my image." It's like the Father was like, "Damn, like they're going like, how would they look at me now when I before them sorry, I'm something in my throat. My perfect beings. I put a bunch of giant lizards on the planet just to see what would happen." And then the comments were like, "Hey, if you're the god of any planet, if lizards aren't your first option, you're doing it wrong."
Why lizards?
Because giant lizards are cool.
Right?
They are, but, like,
Godzilla.
they're also
Godzilla,
terrifying.
Come on.
Listen, if you're making a planet and putting giant lizards to fight each other in a death match isn't your first option, I don't think I want you as my god.
If you were a god and you had to like choose a dominant species that wasn't human, what would you choose?
Probably wolves.
Oh yeah, wolves are cool.
Old school,
Yeah,
they
if they're
understand.
already like pack animals and shit, like what's the difference?
Unless
Let's go furry planet.
you know
Pretty
you're an
much.
omega or not an omega. What is it called? You're an outsider. They'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
You don't belong here.
You know what's actually really funny?
Would we still get to a point that like later on in the future, if dogs rule the earth, would they still be like the cutesy dogs that we have now through selective breeding?
It would probably be bigger and stronger, but I think our relationship would be the same, just reversed. So humans would be the pets.
Right. Yeah. So
'Cause,
yeah, I
like-
agree with that. Yeah. Would evolve.
Would we
at
be
some
naked
point.
or would we have clothes?
I think we would not wear clothes, probably.
We
They
would
don't wear
probably
clothes. Why would we wear?
some clothes.
Yeah.
Some.
Probably.
Alright.
The only issue is that, like, the I think if you're going down the theory of evolution, that humans kind of by nature were the only ones that could have ruled the planet, and that's simply because we can stand and we have thumbs.
Oh God, don't
Thumbs
bring
are
that
a
up.
huge deal.
Oh God, don't bring
Well,
that
not only
up.
that, we're very adaptive creatures. We have the highest intelligence out of anything, and that's exactly why
Except
we
dolphins.
Yeah.
well,
No, we're smarter than dolphins.
dolphins
They're
didn't evolve to
close.
walk on land. Now, did they? Sucks for them. They
Yeah,
didn't.
I'm
They
just
and
didn't
we're
saying.
smarter
change.
than them. They're just really close to us.
Right. Like I was
They
talking
did.
about
They
that with.
didn't pay for the Landwalker DLC.
Oh, boom. I was just talking about that with my my coworker today. She's like, her son came
Really?
up to her, and she's like, "Hey, why were we put on this earth?" She's like, "Leave my room." But I was like, "Ah, that has to deal with like existentialism and all that jazz because there's so many theories of why we were put on this earth. It's become really funny in its own type of way because here's the two main ones. There's this is Earth's plan. Earth planned this. Earth itself planned to have humans, and then we become parasites, so it tries to cull us with viruses and stuff like that. The other one is God's plan, which is basically the same thing as Earth's plan, where we made you, and now you're just fudging it up. And he's like, "Nah, guys, you gotta go."
Bro, actually, it's actually funny. I just saw this thing where it was like if Jesus came back, because like a lot of the bigger religions are like, yeah, when the when I forgot what's the fucking event called? Rapture. There it is. When the rapture takes place, Jesus will come back. But like it's supposed to be that Jesus comes back first, and then all this stuff happens, right?
Yeah.
So they were like the thing was saying, if Jesus ever came back, no one would believe him, right? And the reason for that is A, we're fucking stupid, but also because the very religion that he founded would not like would want to A, keep its power, which they're holy people, good people, but the organization itself of the church is at the end of the day almost like a corporate machine. It needs to keep turning. So if someone comes in, let's say Jesus comes back, and he's like, yeah, like whistle blows the entire church, right? He's like, yeah, I don't agree with anything they said. I'm founding a different religion because you're doing it wrong. The church would denounce him immediately and call him a crazy lunatic. And either one of two things would happen. He would be put into an asylum.
Well, if the church didn't believe that he was Jesus, then they probably wouldn't have acknowledged it at all.
Yeah, they would. They would.
But the thing with that is if Jesus would be like reborn, would he still have his powers?
I mean,
Because I would find it pretty hard to argue with a man who has power. But at the same time, there'd be a lot of people who wouldn't believe him. Like for example, we have like cult leaders that tell people they have the power to like cure diseases and stuff with just a touch, and obviously they're all fake, but people believe them, and it's like how convincing would Jesus be?
I think, well, judging by the fact he founded an entire religion, I think he would do a pretty good job.
This is true, but keep in mind, it's more obviously he'd be very convincing because like he'd actually cure a person, and then they'd go to the doctor and actually like check if they're cured, and they're actually cured. But I mean the sense of like how many people are going to be denouncers that don't believe it's real,
Exactly.
How many people are going to be watching the YouTube stream and being like lol fake?
More people, and here's because religion is like religions are just accepted cults, like by definition.
Yes.
So if Jesus came back and then you had like the say like you're a believer and whichever religion follows Christianity and all its all the other similar religions like Judaism and stuff like that, like they all believe, the ones that believe in God, because Jesus is a God story. If Jesus came back and you were dealing with that situation, then you would literally have two religions going up against each other. You, as a follower of Christianity, are more likely to follow, to follow your church rather than Jesus himself. Mm-hmm. And that's just because of the human mentality of pack mentality, and also that you're kind of conditioned you follow the church no matter what. So if the church went against Jesus, which that's just a interesting conversation right there, and you will follow your church rather than follow the man, which is really sucky.
Yeah.
I must say this podcast went in a completely
Yeah,
different direction than what I thought it was gonna be.
I was like,
I blame the fact because of the because when you start talking about New Year's and living on and living longer, you start delving into the past and the future. Where like here's another theory. It's a science theory, so bear with me. We have a great filter. Things that we as a society have to pass. Planets, we've seen planets that have life, but where's the life? So like everything has a filter. Let's call these like an obstacle. We call it an obstacle because you have to pass this obstacle, or your existence of your society is just wiped out. If you don't build fire, there is no life for you anymore. I mean, maybe there'll be animals, no sentient beings would exist.
Okay, but what if you were a god and you chose one like species to be sentient?
All right. I said wolves, so I'll give my answer. I would stick with like a land animal, but I would also kind of subvert the land animal. Because if we have to pick an animal to be sentient, we might as well give it more power to destroy the world at where we're at it. So I'll give it some flight. How about that? Like the griffins.
Pick fucking ants.
Ants? Do you really want the ants?
Sentient ants are fucking terrifying.
I mean, when you think about it,
so efficient.
No, they would always have war. That's the fun part. Because ants will always follow one queen.
You say that like ants aren't sentient.
They aren't.
Well, if
you
if you go into the whole like Earth, everything on Earth is alive belief, that means that rock is alive, that tree is alive. I mean, before we've touched it. If everything is alive and everything follows a cycle of life, those ants are sentient in that form that they, would follow that truth belief.
Well, if you make ants, right? If ants were the dominant species besides humans, I think that they would actually get more done than we have. And my reasoning for that is because at some point, because we've kind of done this to an extent, but at some point, just the way that the ant model is structured, I believe they would all eventually unify into one mega colony, and they start getting work done. You know what I mean? Now, the issue is, do they stay small or do they get bigger? Personally, I think the human body is just not perfect. Or not perfect, but it is the model, the example of what you want. So something that is upright, that has the ability to move individual digits to grasp things, that's omnivorous.
I just want to say that I agree with you. And I would say that humans are the all-around type because we have claws and we do things that other animals can do just on like a smaller scale. But I would say a problem with ants becoming sentient is the fact that they still follow a matriarchal society. They follow a queen per se, and
so does Britain, and they seem to be doing all right.
Yeah, but most ants follow one queen, so you will sooner or later.
Do Britain.
Well, I mean, at that point, it will turn into bureaucracy, where like you have queens in charge of different areas. Because remember, they're sentient now, right? Yeah. So sentient, and kind of to an extent, sentience means you can't have the same like model that they have currently. So I think instantly they might still have a matriarchal society, which is one female producing all the young, and maybe they'll ramp it up as they take over the earth. But I think they would understand each other on a deeper level, and that would kind of take away from the war. Because ants from the beginning have a for the greater good mentality, similar to bees. And even if they become sentient, that for the greater good mentality is not going to go away because if one ant rebels, it either is crushed or everything falls apart. And 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 we've already seen that in the case where everything falls apart, if that is a threat such as nuclear war, no ant would commit
No,
that action.
you're right. But anyone else want to say anything? Because I feel like this is a nice time to change the topic because it kind of fills
Yeah,
in.
what the fuck was this?
Yeah, well,
This topic was supposed to be about the
fuck
New
was
World
this about
Order.
happening?
every time.
This is about to be the New World
No,
Order.
no,
that
this
happens.
isn't like what we do all the time. This is like
Oh god!
what are we even talking about?
Look, okay,
So we
we
stepped
can,
in with a plan and immediately threw away the script.
that's why I don't make a plan. I give you the general bones, and then we'll go from there. Because now I'm just like, you know what? We talked about how the future part, like, because hey, how do we expect life to go on? Existentialism. That's what we're going with. Now I'm going to talk about the fact that what we've lost. Since we're talking such depressing topics. So we lost Flash.
Flash?
Like the TV
Oh,
series?
Adobe.
Oh, yes, yes. Okay, I
He
thought you
said
meant like
Flash. I was like, bro, who
the
killed the
superhero?
actor? I was like,
No.
I didn't even watch the show and I was gonna be upset.
Oh no. But
Yeah, I
we've
was
lost
like, damn,
Adobe
dude. Like,
Flash. Yeah.
is DC just like taking out the Flash entirely from canon, or?
No, although honestly, I mean, okay. First off, DC kind of can't take him out of the canon, but
They
also
really can.
I saw this. I was watching this movie recently, and I realized the Flash fucks up so much shit in the show. Like not even the show in the canon. He's had like three separate events that have caused the rewriting of the universe itself were caused by the Flash by
Well,
himself.
I kind of have like a counter to that because have you also seen Apocalypse War?
I just wait. Is that the newest one?
I believe so.
The
The
animated
one.
movie, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. That thing was
He is
so.
literally the only reason that like the oh my god, what am I gonna say? The heroes kind of win at the end because they're in a very losing situation, and it's just like, okay, we have to hit the reset button on this. We lost. We have to hit the reset button on this and hope things are better next time.
But okay, that's my thing though. That whole situation Flash caused. I don't know if you heard at the end. Constantine was like, "Hey, like this all came from the Flashpoint, the Final Crisis." What that was is Barry Allen went back in time to save his mom, right? Because his mom died, and he's like, "Dang, I'm never fast enough to save the people I love the most. I'm not going to be slow this time, right?" So he goes back and saves his mom, but because he does that, a bunch of stuff is different. That entire movie is because he went back in time and did that. That's why they're like, he caused it. He was the Flashpoint, and that's why he's the only one that can fix it.
Well, yeah, that's the
'Cause he's the
whole.
one that
That
fucked it
I
up.
believe that's the whole same explanation with why the New 52 exists. Also,
I think so. I don't know. They're going through a whole different crisis at the moment. I don't know what the fuck's happening. They're going through Dark Knight Metal right now.
oh yeah, Dark. I liked, and at the same time, I didn't like Dark Knight Metal.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea of like an entire Justice League of Batman, evil Batman that all have the Justice League powers, is a super freaking cool idea, and they do almost nothing with it.
Yeah. That's because they all died really fast.
They
Like,
really
guys,
do. It's like, aren't you supposed to have
guys.
the intelligence of Batman?
Guys.
How are you losing this easily?
We're going off on it again. There goes the train.
I
Goodbye,
think you can
Train.
tell what topic we want.
I just
What
wanted to
topic we
talk
wanted
about
to
the
talk
stuff
about.
that's coming
Yeah.
up. Like
Sorry, go ahead.
2021, we're already sticking our foot in the hole, just like this episode. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of things we're missing in life. Like anything that had Flash that is still on the internet, and you try to access it, it's not even there, and you're just kind of like, God, man, I'm so sad.
Yeah.
I lived my
You have to go
life
to
with
HBO
this.
Max for that.
What?
If you're looking for Flash stuff, you have to go to HBO Max.
Really?
Or DC's streaming service.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm a
Because
punch
okay,
you.
what they did
I'm a
was
punch
they
you.
literally because everyone's doing it. Everyone's doing it. They took all their stuff off of every other site and they're putting it on their own personal streaming sites.
The
So
Flash
if you want like
games?
the animated, yeah. So like if you want the animated movies and stuff like that, you
No!
either have to rent them from YouTube.
The Adobe
Oh
stuff?
what?
The Adobe?
Oh, bro, I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm so sorry, dude. I'm being real dumb right now. Don't
Take
mind
me
me.
now!
I thought you were still talking about the hero. Like, why are we talking? I thought you wanted to leave it.
Yeah, I thought you wanted to change the subject and then just keeps talking about Flash.
So I thought you wanted to leave it. Why did you bring Flash up again?
Guys, let's not talk about Flash. I want to talk about Flash.
You have to say this ain't Flash to say Adobe.
Alright, we lost Adobe, even though we still have the programs except Adobe Flash. You know, it's weird. We lost Adobe. Can't go back to your childhood no more.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Is that it?
That's pretty much it. No
Cool
one wants to
Math
talk
Games
about
gone
that.
forever.
No one wants to talk about the sadness. Is that anything else that came up with the new year or we're happy for to expect in the new year? Got 4 minutes.
I will say 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
God,
Coronavirus will leave everyone's bodies as soon as it turns 2021.
that was a lie. Why did you believe that?
No, it actually mutated.
It did. It did mutate.
Not
Oh, boy.
like this. No, stop.
It mutated.
It mutated.
It did. It actually
It
mutated.
did mutate it.
You
I don't
know
think
what?
It's a new
The funny-
strand.
The funny part is there will still be people who's like not wearing a mask is a civil right of my country, and
Look, man.
I'm not hurting you.
Look,
Shut the
man, if
fuck
we
up.
want to talk about rights, that's an entirely different subject where everybody has a say in it because it is their right. But at the same time, we don't have rights. But we got 3 minutes left. Anyone else?
You have rights.
Aliens were discovered, and no one cares.
We did
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah, like, several sources have confirmed that aliens are real, and people are just like meh.
Well,
Mind you,
Bro,
this is
we
the
got
same-
our own shit to deal with. We gotta focus on like the shit that's
Yeah.
happening on Earth
Mind
before
you,
we
this is
start
the
looking
same
at space.
generation. This is the same generation and country that was gonna raid Area 51 of like a year ago.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing is, they're not really thinking about aliens in terms of like, oh, this alien might kill me. We're just like, oh yeah, aliens. We knew there was life out there. Oh yeah, aliens.
Have you seen the meme that it's like the dad hitting like the kid like the back of the kid's head, and the kid has like Area 51 raid, and it's he's talking about like the White House raid, not the White House, the what was
Capitol?
it? God, yeah, the Capitol raid, and he's like hitting the kids like the back
Was
of the
the
head.
White
He's like,
House
now that's how you do a raid.
Well, let's see. The only difference is that one of them there was no risk of dying, so you know.
That's true.
Well, there was less dying.
Uh-huh.
There should have been a risk of dying because
No,
you're
they did
raiding
die.
the fucking
Yeah,
Capitol.
you know what? That's a whole political topic that we shouldn't get into.
That is
Yeah, we're not gonna touch that.
That is a subject in which we will let the experts handle, not I.
Oh my god.
We are not experts and are no way affiliated or know about what the fuck we're talking about. You should not
Exactly.
take us for role models at all.
I don't know.
Especially not Kemet. He done some dumb shit.
How dare you, sir?
I mean, you're the one that
I'm
bought the
sorry.
pig in the blankets, all right? You really should have rethought
Yeah, well,
that.
I'm sorry.
you
I'm sorry. I
could've-
wanted us to have some snacks for the face cam, but then you had to go against Jelly inside of the camera. The freaking $800 camera, man. Like, Jesus
$800?
Christ.
I spell $800
You
$800
owe
camera.
me
I'm only saying
800.
spell it. I
Oh
what?
my-
Excuse
Those
me.
were my
You know, we'll put
cameras.
that out there.
And you put jelly
Well,
in them, you monster.
Well, you know, you're also the reason I had to cancel the goddamn strippers.
You know,
You
this is
wanted
what I left
strippers
for
so
the kids.
bad, but I had to cancel the strippers because you
This
can
is
keep it in your
why.
pants, and you
Not
couldn't
the
keep it to the
strippers.
no-touch rule.
This is why I left with the kids. Fuck you.
Oh my god. Karen, no.
My God, you had to bring the kids into this. Oh my God.
Karen!
See, this is what. See, no, yeah. This is exactly why we couldn't be together. Okay.
You know what? It was your idea to have them in the first place. There, I said it.
How dare you?
Oh no!
There, I said it. They ain't my kids.
That's why
They
you're
ain't my
paying
kids.
alimony, sucker.
What? It looks like it's the end of my show, everybody.
Where's the dad? Huh?
We'll see you next time on the next episode. Bye bye.
Where's your dad? No, kick it over.
Where's my dad?